for your first touchdown on Saturday. You and Metchie did what looked like kind of a guitar, like a bunch of high fives, and then a guitar celebration. Am I right that that was a guitar? And then where did that celebration start?
Um, it actually started last year against Ole Miss. Metchie just came up to me and he was just like, "Yeah, our handshake gonna be the guitar." And ever since then, we just went along with it. We just added a little more to it this year.
Over to Charlie Potter.
Hey DeVonta, just sticking with Metchie, just what has his emergence meant to this offense?
It's meant a lot. Just him putting in the work that he's been putting in since day one. He's been working hard, and he always knew that one day he was going to get a chance to compete for a starting role. And the way that he's been working is all paying off for him. And it just means a lot just to have that third guy out there to go along and just help the offense.
Tony Sakalas, go ahead.
Hey DeVonta, I know you're a big team guy, but how great was it for you to have, your big day after Jalen had his against Missouri and Metchie had his against Texas A&M? And then how great is it that, it seems like at any day, one of you three could have, 100 yards, 150 yards?
I think that's good just because teams can't just sit there and just be like, oh, we're gonna focus on this person and that person. But really, you have to focus on everybody in the offense because you never know whose day it's going to be.
Over to Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, DeVonta, just what's it like with Mac in a game like that on Saturday when he only threw 4 incomplete passes and 32 tries? Seemed like he was really putting the ball right where it had to be. What's he like? Is he pretty dialed in those moments in games like that?
That just shows you that Mac knows what he's doing when he's out there. Just going out there, making the right reads, seeing the right things, checking into the right things. That just shows that he's in the playbook. He's been studying film, and he just knows where the ball has to be.
Brett Hudson, go ahead.
Yeah, to follow up on that thought on Mac, he's completing almost 80% of his passes, but going for huge plays somewhat frequently. How does the offense and Mac specifically strike a balance between completing so many passes but also making sure they go for big plays?
Once again, just him saying the right things, but it's him seeing the defense do something and he telling us a route to run to adjust to it, as in sight adjust and things like that. Just him being locked in just from the things that he's seen on film, and it's just putting us in the right places to make plays.
Back over to Charlie Potter.
What have you seen from Georgia's defense, especially their secondary in the matchup for this weekend?
They're a very physical defense. They run to the ball. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They have a lot of movement. So really just you have to be on key, and everybody has to do their job. And it's not going to be an easy game, and they're going to come out there and give us their best.
Do we have any other questions for DeVonta? Back over to Michael Casagrande.
How many of the defensive backs do you recognize from Georgia from games you played in the past, and what were those secondaries like when you played them in previous games?
I think it's pretty much the same guys. The secondary, they're athletic, they're smart, they're very technical, so they're going to come out there and they're just going to do their job, same way that we have to do our jobs.
Tony Sakalas, go ahead.
What is it about this matchup that you feel kind of creates these dramatic games? And then is this something that you're looking forward to, given the last 2 games you've played have been so dramatic?
It's another SEC game. End of the day, it's SEC against SEC. You're going to get that every week. And it's just going to, it's going to always be intense with it being an SEC team. So just go out there, everybody do their job.
Kirk, go ahead.
DeVonta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference to you, if any, when you have a play like your run for a touchdown last week, as opposed to you've caught a lot of touchdown passes?
It's really just came down to the execution and the jobs. I wouldn't have scored without Miller and Metchie out there on the perimeter blocking for me. So it really just came down to I depended on them to do their job, and they depended on me to do mine, and everybody else on the offense, and it just worked out perfectly.
Next up, Edwin Stanton.
Hey, DeVonta, everybody knows about your receiving skills. but he seemed to be a more physical receiver out there this year. What goes into that, and do you think y'all need to be physical against Georgia this week?
You have to be physical every week. Just going out there and knowing that when the ball is not coming to you, you still have a job. Whether it's blocking the safety, blocking the corner, that's still your job, even when it's not a pass play. And that's something around here that if you don't block, you're not gonna play. So that's all that we preach up in our room is playing without the ball, and I feel like we're doing a great job of doing that.
And we'll finish up with Mike Rodak.
DeVonta, you don't really get an opportunity too much to play Georgia in the regular season. I know Nick Saban said in the past that he wishes there were more conference games and more opportunities for players to play teams in the East. Just in future seasons, beyond your time at Alabama, what do you want for players in terms of chances to play a team like Georgia?
I feel like that's what you come here to do, compete against the best of the best. So that's why you come to play in the ACC, compete against the best of the best. And it's just that you're really going to see what your team is made of. So I feel like this game is a game just to see what we're really made of.